Hello everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make these 4 different fabric flowers. What you will need today is a pair of scissors, a glue gun, and some glue sticks, and then a candle and something to light it with. For the fabric, you want to choose something that melts well instead of burns. Even though we call it burning the fabric, you still want to pick something like these 2 fabrics I have here, a satin and organza. These melt very well, whereas the other 2 fabrics here kind of burn more than melt. The one on the right is okay, but the left one will burn, so you have to be very careful with that one. Here's the first flower I'm going to make today. It kind of makes this round flat flower, and we're going to need 5 circles for this one. The first 2 circles are going to have a diameter of 4 inches. The next 2 circles will have a diameter of 3 inches, and the last circle will roughly have a diameter of 2¼ inches. And I alternated my fabric for this one. I had a satin one and the organza. It just gives it a little extra look to it. So to get this flower started, we're going to burn each of the petals. And by burning, this really means you're melting the sides. You're not actually burning the fabric. It's just what it's called. You also want to make sure that the petal is curling in the same direction all the way around the circle. And be careful because it is hot, but you can kind of bend it in the direction you want it to go. Also be careful with the organza because it does burn very fast. So keep it either higher up or off to the side from the flame. This satin fabric, you want to make sure that it's curling up in this case towards the shinier side of the fabric. And this one you can go a little bit closer to the flame. It'll take a little more heat to curl than the organza does. Once you burn all the edges, start with the biggest circle and put a little bit of glue in the center and just alternate with the fabrics. It's best to start with the satin fabric on the bottom just because the glue goes through the organza and it makes it a little more sturdier if you use the satin first. I'm using a pencil just to push the petals together just because the glue is so hot. You can use the tip of your glue gun too, or just wait till you put on the last piece on top and then push it together. I'm just using a little button with some beads on it. You can use anything that really can go in the middle of a button or some beads, whatever you have on hand. And this is the final flower. For the next flower, you need 6 circles, and this is actually the middle size of the last flower. This was 3 inches in diameter, and this is what the flower will look like. I also cut out a little circle, and this is what you'll be gluing the petals onto. The next step is to burn all the edges. And in this flower, you don't need it to curl. You just want to burn it enough that it won't fray, unless that is a look you're going for. Once you burn all the edges, then you're going to find which side you don't like, and you're going to put a little bit of glue on that side and fold the petal in half. And then you're going to turn it and fold it into thirds while putting a little bit of glue and then pushing it together, and I'm using the glue gun to do that for me since it's so hot. And once you're done with that, you can put a little glue on it and put it onto the small circle that you cut out. Here I have my second petal, and I'm just going to put it down in the circle but overlapping the last petal that I placed. And I'm just going to keep in mind here thirds or sixths, just to keep it a little even. And then you put the button in the middle, and that'll be it for this flower. For the third flower, we're going to need 3 circles. This first one is 7.25 inches diameter. This next one is 6.5 inches in diameter. And the last one is 5.25 inches. And all of these are I just drew a circle and then I measured how much the diameter was. So you can pick however big circles you want. For this one, we're just going to use the glue gun, and you're going to fold your fabric to the middle, and then you're going to turn, put some glue, and fold your fabric again. And you just continue in this way all the way around the circle. And I'm making sixths in this case. I don't think it really matters. You will end up doing the same thing with the other 2 circles and just glue them on top of each other. You could also do this by sewing, but I just thought the glue gun's much easier and faster. This flower looks good without anything in the center, but I decided to put a little pearl in the center. For the last flower, you're going to want 1 big circle, and this one is 7.25 inches in diameter, and you're going to want to cut it in a spiral. When you're done cutting the fabric, you're going to want to burn the outer edges. You don't have to burn the inside edges because those will be glued onto the last piece. And I want to emphasize that this fabric especially burns instead of melting, and mine actually caught fire at one point. So definitely use parental supervision if you need to, or just be very careful. The other fabric, the satin and the organza, doesn't burn as easily as this one does. So maybe keep to one of those 2 fabrics if you can. To start this flower, you're going to add a little bit of glue on the end and roll it up just a little bit. This will help keep that first part just a little more sturdy when you're trying to roll up the fabric. And you're just going to continue rolling up until the very end. When you get to the end, you'll want to try first unraveling a little bit or unwinding the flower. So just go the opposite way that you're turning. And then you're going to add some glue on that last little circle part. And then you're going to put this flower on top of that, and then you'll be done. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more videos like this.